Hi, this is Karen. I'm with inspiredbygram.com. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm not going to bring you a card. I'm going to be bringing you a craft fair item that I make for my craft fairs that I do throughout the year. And I do about, I don't know, eight of them or so. But this year with the coronavirus, I know there's been a lot of hesitation by crafters to make projects because we don't know if we're going to have a craft fair this year. But you know what? I'm not going to wait because I can't sit back and watch. You just got to make it happen. So I'm going to start making my projects. It's the middle of May 2020. So I made a couple of videos prior to this one, but I'm getting back into the groove of doing some craft fairs items for you guys. So what these are these holders that I've made, and they're simply made out of cardstock and some designer series paper. This is Magnolia Lane, some die cuts with the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Like I've said in previous videos, these are a must-have because they go with not only card making, but for craft fair items as well. Now, if you can see, here's a better one for you. These are frosted flower embellishments. They are on sale for $2.80. And they come in three different, let me just take it out of the package here because it's probably glaring. So these are frosted flower embellishments. There are 12 of each of these colors: rich raspberry, petal pink, and this is kind of like a clear, almost like a whitish. So you can see I've used some of them. I used them in every single one of my holders here, and I'll go through them with you. So $2.80, you know, I mean, honest to God, you can't go wrong, right? So I don't know if you guys know what a Hostess code is, but if you do order product from my website, inspiredbygram.com, use this Hostess code over here, EDGFXCRH, with a $35 or more order, and I will send you these holiday rhinestone basic jewels, and they come in 5 different colors, and they're great to use all year round. So that's another perk of ordering through my website. All right, so let me just show you the ones that I've made. Now, this is the Magnolia Lane Designer Series paper. This is on sale, the paper pack. 12 sheets, 2 of each, for $8.05. Can't go wrong, right? And these junior legal pads came with this design on them, so I didn't have to do anything with this one. And this is just your basic black cardstock. Another Magnolia Lane, really pretty paper, very delicate, got the pink. And some more of those frosted flower embellishments with the Mossy Meadow stripe paper. This is Bird Ballad Designer Series paper. Again, this is on sale for $8.05 for a pack. Okay, this is Calypso Coral. This is just the reverse side of this paper here. Here's another Bird Ballad. I love the stripes, goes really nicely with all those birds. And again, a frosted flower embellishment. This is the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. It is not on sale, however, it's striking. So I know my customers love paper and the design, so this is why I chose this one here. And then lastly, this one I've got already packaged. This is how I sell them. This is, again, using the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. It's $11.50, but you can get you can make so many of these holders with the 12 sheets. So, and you can see how I've designed this here. I've got a clear bag with a pen, and so let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make these. I've made all 6 of these in about an hour and a half, and that's no joke. I used these, I had a pack of 6, and I made my last one. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have one to like make on camera. And I found the Staples brand. So they're pretty much the same size. I think they're exact. 5 by 8 are the ones I made, universal. And I'm sure I got those on sale somewhere. Everything I try to use in a craft fair project is on sale. I try to anyway. All right, so let's get my trimmer in. This is the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. It's got a scoring blade and a cutting blade. Love it because you don't have to, you know, change out or anything like that. So this is the Press Petals Designer Series paper. It's a specialty Designer Series paper. It's not on sale, but I chose it because I loved the patterns. All right, you are going to need a piece of this Designer Series paper. It's 5 by 8. So I'm going to just cut it down 5 inches. Save that for something else. I'm going to rotate this, or actually 5 by 8 1/4. Sorry about that, I gave you the wrong measurement. So 5 by 8 1/4. Keep this because you're going to use it. You're not going to lose any of that piece. All right, now this is going to be cut 2 by 5. Okay, I'm going to save that one. This is 1.5 by 5. It's going to be the middle piece. Okay, this one we're going to score at 7/8 of an inch and 1 1/8. Okay, so that's going to cover up the spine of the legal pad. All right, so then you want some cardstock, a full sheet, and it's 8.5 by 11. We just need to trim down 1/4 of an inch off of the 8.5 side, or the long way, sorry. And I'm just using the right side, the right side guide. So just 1/4 of an inch off, and you can throw that in the garbage or recycling. Now you're going to score, let's get the scoring blade, at 5 1/4 and 5 1/2. So 5 1/4 and 5 1/2. You're done with a paper trimmer, so you can set that aside. Crash, mine just crashed. Of course you heard that. All right, so now we're going to use a bone folder, and we're going to give this a really nice crease on both of those score lines. Just 1/4 of an inch between the two. Okay. Now what you're going to do is, I've got a corner rounder. This is a, oh, what was this thing? Project Life corner rounder. I've had it forever. We do not sell this one, but we do sell the Trio Punch, and it looks like this. It's got a corner rounder on it, and it's got 2 other designs as well. So it's the Detailed Trio. 146320 is the item number. All right, so we've got that done. And the reason why I use the corner rounder is because when you store them in like your bins or they get handled, having a point here, it's going to get crushed. I mean, there's no way around it. It's going to get crushed. So I learned the hard way, and so now I always do round the corners. So now you're going to have to round the corners on one side. It's the right side. This is directional. You can't really tell, but the flowers are, the top of the flowers are here, and the stems are down here. So I want to just corner round the right side, and we're done. All right, so now basically all we're going to do is assemble. Now, actually, I kind of messed up here. Let me bring in the trimmer one more time because we need basically 1 1/4 inch strip, 1 inch, 1 1/2. Doesn't really matter because this is going to be refillable. So let me grab this. I'm throwing everything everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece. Again, this was 1 1/4 by 11. I'm going to fold it over and fold it over again. Okay, this is going to be the thing that holds, the piece that holds it in place. Now I use tear and tape on this portion of the holder, just because this is going to get the most use and you want it to stay because it is reusable and we don't want it falling apart. So I put a piece of tear and tape on that side, and now I'm going to put a piece on this side, and now I'm just going to remove the backings here, and then I'm just going to meet these two up and give it a nice press. All right, so with these pads, sometimes they don't go all the way up to the top, I've noticed, but that's going to be just fine. All right, so now we need to bring in our holder, and I like to use Tombow glue for this portion. And I'm just going to run the Tombow glue all the way around this back side, and I'm going to flip it over and open up the holder, and I'm going to line this up against that score line, and it's about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, 3/8 border on the top, right, and bottom side. So now I'm just going to give this a nice little rub here. You can use your bone folder as well. Okay, we just want that glue to adhere. It does adhere very fast, Tombow glue does. All right, so that looks great. Now I'm going to take the Tombow glue again, and I'm just going to run it along this designer series paper, and we're going to adhere this one right to the front on top of the Mossy Meadow. And this green is the same exact color as that cardstock. I love how Stampin' Up! Paper coordinates all the way through. All right, so now, oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, darn it. I forgot this piece here, but guess what? I got ahead of myself. This thing slides right out. So we can still fix that, right? So we're just gonna score this. You don't need the bone folder on this piece. Now this is directional, so I wanna make sure that the script is on the front going the correct way so I can read it. You could also do it this way, which I think I might do that. And right now I'm just kind of looking at what side I like better. I like this one because it's got more of the floral. So I'm just going to add this. See, this is why I love Stampin' Up! Papers, because it just coordinates so nicely. So now I'm just going to cover up that ugly black spine and add this Pressed Petals Designer Series paper right around it. Now, of course, the refill, you know, this is refillable, so the next one that somebody puts in is going to be ugly at the top unless they have that paper, but that looks so much nicer. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to slide this in place. And just because I just got one step ahead of myself, it's not going all the way down there. Okay, there we go. All right. See, we fixed it. All right, so now I'm just going to add this piece in here. I'm not worried about this little piece here or portion of that paper that doesn't have the script on it because it's going to be covered up. So again, I'm just using my Tombow glue, and I'm going to add this on. This piece is 1 1/4 by 5, and it's edge to edge. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is stamping. So with all of these that I made earlier, the one color that was consistent was black. So I stamped all of these in black, the sentiments. And I used the stamp set Strong and Beautiful. There's a lot of different sentiments in here that will work with journals. I have 3 of them on their individual blocks. So when you're mass producing these, it goes really quickly. Okay. The next thing I did was I decided which dies I was going to use. I didn't want to use punches this time, and I said, you know what, Stitch So Sweetly is going to work great because they're fancy They get the scallop and the stitch in them, and these are kind of like curvy and fun. So we are going to be using this one here. I've already die cut it ahead of time. We're using this one, and we're using the bigger one that matches with it, okay? So I need my Mossy Meadow label. So this is the one I cut out here, and this is that one. I need my Memento black ink, and I need my I cherish you, my true friend. I know I can always count on you. That's a really nice message, and you could give this to a friend of yours. And I love the font. It's very fun and happy, right? Because look at that. Really, really, really fun. So one thing I suggest is that if you're using black ink, make sure that your ink, you have it re-inked, because you want a really, really nice, strong black ink. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my, I lost it there for a second, my glue. I'm going to add this to the Mossy Meadow. Isn't that pretty? It just looks really nice. I'm going to just flip it over, rub from the back because I got ink on my fingers. All right, so that's what this looks like. Now you can decide if you want to pop it up with dimensionals or adhere it flat down. I've done 50-50 on these. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to pop this one up with dimensionals only because I think giving it a little bit of height will look a little bit better than all the way down. So I'm gonna add 5 dimensionals, 1 to each corner and 1 in the middle so it doesn't buckle. And then I'm just gonna give these with a press with my thumbnail. And that just releases the backings a little bit quicker. And again, when we're mass producing, we want to be as quick as possible without making many mistakes. Okay, so now I'm just going to, I got some ink on there. Oh well, I'll fix that later. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now, these are the frosted flower embellishments. And I've got my take your pick tool, and I'm going to use the rich raspberry color, and I'm just going to add this like right over that ink spot, and no one will know, right? All right, so that's what that looks like. Now on the back side, I didn't show you this earlier, so let me just bring one in. I do my business name, Inspired by Graham, my name, Karen McNall, my website, inspiredbygraham.com, and the Stampin' Up! Logo, the copyright logo, because I'm using the product and it is copyrighted. So what I do is I just take the Memento black ink and my personalized stamp, which I got at rubberstamps.com. I'm just going to stamp that down, and then the Stampin' Up! Logo, which you can get from the catalog. It's just like that. So now I've abided by the angel policy, which is the copyright rule, because I'm going to be reselling this. All right, so here's the one I made. Now, let me just show you the bags. I got them from Amazon. I'm not sure where. I'll put it in the description, the item number. So what I do with these, they're cello bags, and they've got a nice little, like a sticker or peeling thing. I got that in there. Now my bin of pens. Okay, I buy my pens all on special. Like these, I think I got for $1. Like all these 10, so that's 10 cents, right? This pack was like a pack of like 18 for like, I don't know, $2. It was something crazy. So that's how I try to you know, make a better margin by just purchasing things on sale. So that looks really nice, that one here. So I'll just slide a pen in there, and I'm just going to peel this over. And then I'm going to fold this over, hopefully, so it's straight. Then one other thing I didn't do, but I'll just show it to you, is I also put another label here, and this is just a template from Avery.com. They have thousands of templates that you can use. You can add your information, whatever you want. I've got my email on here, and special orders available. So someone could, you know, ask. I've had plenty of customers ask me to make, you know, 10 or 12 of these to give to their friends. But that's, so I know you're going to ask me for pricing. I really haven't decided. I can tell you what I sold them for last year, but I'm not sure what I'm going to sell them for this year. Probably $4 or two for $7 is probably what I'm gonna do, or I might try 5 or 2 for $8. So you know, it'll be something around there because I probably have about $1.25, $1.50 in this project plus my time. So I love crafting, so I don't really count my time too much, but I do count it a little bit. So let me just run through these one more time. And there's that one that's got the same sentiment here. I like this one too. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful, with the bird ballad paper. And here's this one here. I cherish you, my true friend. I can always count on you. Another one. And the resilient. So this one uses this stitched so sweetly, but I used 3 different layers: petal pink, basic black, and the whisper white with the stamp on it, or stamping on it. So just a little bit different, and see how you can layer these dies up. All right, so head over to inspiredbygraham.com and make sure you get some of those things that are on sale. All right, you have a great night.